Alright, Scrafters. Christmas has come early. Why? Because I've been given a Zerg replay to cast. I know, right? The Zerg. In the top right as the pink Terran, we have a Jet in this round of 16 game. And in the bottom left, in Zergland, with the green, it's HangEmHigh. I am a big Zerg fan. This is no secret. I like bugs. I like space. What's better than bugs in space? Very little, in fact, as it turns out. So, very straight up things from both players right now. We're going to see if there's any shenanigans going on, or if it's just going to be a straight up macro game. I'm getting very impressed with the quality of the games lately. You guys have been doing very well. One thing you guys haven't done well is this replay. It's not labelled well. I don't know if this is a game 1, a game 2, a game 3. I have no idea. So, entirely possible I'm casting these games out of order. If you could let me know what order these games happen, that'd be great. This Zerg coming down to build a hatchery, so we're going to see hatch first from the Zerg. Very, very normal for a Zerg to do this. No surprises there. I imagine we will shortly see the gas followed by the pool. Here comes the gas. I imagine a pool will be following very, very shortly. Meanwhile, gas down very, is it early? This gas may have gone down around the time of the barracks, in which case it's a perfectly normal timing. I kind of missed that. Here comes the spawning pool. So very straight up opening for the Zerg, as well as the Terran, honestly. This gas timing is probably completely fine. I'm probably just going crazy. The reactor's going to come down before any units are produced down by the barracks. And this supply depot coming down before an expand, as well as this bunker, that's a bit unusual. It's overly cautious, I would say. I mean, you are playing against Zerg, but you have currently, you haven't sent like an SCV scout. You have no reason to believe the Zerg's up to no good. If you had sent something, you would have seen the pool timing, and you would have known that no early ling pressure is coming. So you would have found this bunker and this supply depot before expand completely unnecessary. But I understand being cautious, you know? There's always a possibility of some shenanigans, and, you know, you've got to be afraid by that. Anyway, here come the Marines, and Queens in production as soon as possible for the Zerg, as we'd like to see. This is very, very straightforward. You just produce the Queens, and look at this, like, decal. You see that, like, Marauder? That's cool, isn't it? I like that. Big fan. The Overlord gonna show up in Terran land, and this Overlord sees some important things. Notably, it sees that an expand is going down, so it knows that there's no shenanigans going on, because this is very normal expand timing. Well, it's a bit late, but they haven't seen anything particularly suspicious, and they've seen everything there is to see, really. I don't think they saw the NG Bay, but that's okay. They don't need to see the NG Bay. Metabolic boost in production for no lings, so if you're going to get that, I would like to see some lings in production, please. Like, it's a great upgrade, and you should get it pretty much every game, but, you know, it's currently affecting a grand total of 0 Zerglings, so, you know, please fix that. This Overlord positioned well on the pillar here. This Overlord presumably going home or checking for any shenanigans on the outside of the map. More barracks coming down for the Terran, and level 1 upgrades. This is a very, very early upgrade timing for the Terran. And a lot of barracks too. We may say a two base Terran like Marine push, which, you know, it's okay, I guess. That's perfectly fine. But they're not going to do much pile away in the bunker. Here come the Zerglings, look. They're not going to do pile much in the bunker. It's reasonably early layer with the double Evo chambers as well. So you have to wonder if the Zerg is going for some 2-base shenanigans as well. These Zerglings are immediately going to go out on the map and presumably get a good look around in Terran land. Speed is done, and +1 melee is on the way, also very early for the Zerg. So it looks like both players going for this very interesting timing. If these Zerglings arrive right now, there's going to be no upgrade, and they're going to see the bunker, so they immediately back away. They see that the position is reasonably well fortified, and we're going to have to see what their response is to that. The Zerglings are just going to sit here, parked outside for now, which honestly makes sense. A wall-off looks like it's going to be in production for the Terran, and the Zerg is now going to continue their economic growth. We're going to see more, we already have a third down, which is good for the Zerg. You want to be about 1 base ahead of Zerg. And we're going to see gas coming out, and the natural. We're a bit oversaturated here, that can be fixed. And Stim and Combat Shield coming down. The Overlord here going to get shot down, which is a little unfortunate, but nothing the Zerg can't deal with. They'll be momentarily supply blocked, but they can fix that. +1 Carapace also coming. Again, very early upgrade timings for both sides. +1 inventory weapons done before Stim and Combat Shield is very, very unusual for the Terran. I really wouldn't recommend that. If you're going to have an early Marine push, Stim and Combat Shield are the upgrades to go for before +1 weapons upgrade. And +1 armor being done too. This is a very interesting upgrade timing. And yes, I'm not surprised here. In response to seeing this bunker done and the heavy wall off coming, the Zerg has opted for Banelings, which is the correct play. We're also going to see an early infestation pit. I don't know if that means a really early hive and upgrade to something like, I don't know, Ultras or something, or maybe even Broodlords if you want to build a Spire at some point to deal with the heavily fortified position here. But we're gonna have to see. These Marines look as though they've killed all the Lings, and now they're gonna go on their way and attack. There is army at home for the Zerg, but it's mostly in Lings. So, if Stim and Combat Shield are done, which this is timed very well, it looks like Combat Shield may finish, but if these Banelings finish, it's not going to be easy. The Terran's very, very careful to kite the Lings off of the creep, but if the Zerg can delay this long enough, that surround is pretty good. If these Banelings finish, these Marines are going to get an absolute pasting. And here come the Banelings. These Marines can make no more progress as long as these guys are in play. They're going to walk onto the creep, which is a very, very dangerous place to be, and the Baneling connects. There go the Marines, and this attack gets very, very little other than a bunch of Zerglings. So, you know, value, it's a little close. Just about ahead for the Terran, but they didn't get much done with those Marines, because now there are Banelings in play, and also +2 upgrades on the way for the Zerg. If the Terran knows there are Banelings, they're going to have to do something other than build Marines, and it looks like they're doing that. They're building Marauders, which is a good idea against some Marines. This Zerg force going to check if there's a third here. There is not. The third's actually here, and it looks as though they're going to go try and find that now. We're also going to have Baneling speed on the way. The Zerg going to attack this. It looks as though the third will fall, which is going to deny the Terran some economic progress. This is good for the Zerg right now. And more Banelings going to be produced. We're going to see a Baneling bus get through this wall. Is that a gap? I don't know, it might be. But, hard to say. It looks as though like a Baneling bus is going to get through here, followed by just a flood of Lings. I don't really know why you got... I mean, I know why you got the layer, but look at these creep tumors coming down. Yeah, that's one thing I would say about the Zerg. The creep set's a bit lacking, but look at this. There's just so much Zerg right now. It's going to come in, it's going to get a lot of damage done. That's going to be a lot of SCVs killed. And then, you know, this wall, look, there is a gap here. The Lings just got through. That's very, very sloppy from the Terran. The Lings can just get through this little gap here. And most of them are, not most of them, but a lot of them are going to escape. And these Marines looking rather silly for it. That was a very, very good exchange for the Zerg. They got 14 SCVs now. That is very, very good. Of course, their workers, they're about 20 workers up or so, which is very, very nice. If they keep reducing workers, which, you know, they shouldn't have stopped, but I don't know why they have, then that could be very, very nice. I'd like to see a 4th base for the Zerg at this point. If you know you're ahead like this, that would be a good idea. As it is, this wall gonna fall to presumably some more Zergling Baneling pressure, and more Banelings on the way. It looks as though the Zerg's very much sticking with this strategy, and here comes the Hive on its way. We're gonna have to see what the Hive's for. I reckon Ultras would be a good pick here, or maybe again Broodlords if you build the Spire. Pro tip: if you want to build Broodlord, oh, here comes the attack. Look, oh, it's their own. They're in before. Here comes the surround, but they're gonna go past the Marine. Nope, there come the Banelings, and there they go. And it's just devastating, isn't it? Those Baneling connects, and here come the rest of the Zerg. More Marines gonna fall to these Banelings. Oh, it's ugly. It's ugly. Finally, a siege tank in production. We could have done with that several minutes ago. Honestly, very, very poor response from the Terran in response to this choice of strategy for the Zerg. The SCVs will fall, and oh, it looks like it's so doomed. It's game over. Not a chance that the Terran comes back from that. Far, far too efficient from the Zerg. That hole in the wall was absolutely devastating, and the Ling Bane play just laid waste to whatever the Terran was planning. That is going to be 1-0 to Jet. GG.